few days ago, I was talking to my wife. So we are like huge fans of video surveillance on our properties and Airbnbs. That one of our properties in something called Rødbyhavn, where they're building a tunnel to Germany, then was like, oh, like there haven't actually been anyone trespassing for a very long time. And then like 10 minutes later, boop, then someone was walking in on the property. So like that's kind of, I don't know, it's funny or sad or like what he was doing there. So the reason why we did that was a few years ago, then I had a break-in to one of our houses, and then they stole material for around $7,000, and the insurance wouldn't cover. So then I decided to put up video surveillance on most of our properties. That's it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I'm Pelle, by the way, and but first I want to talk a little bit about the tenants, right? So we had Airbnb guests. So we had Airbnb guests staying here last night, and then when I arrived for checking the house, then there was no electricity. So like all the lights were off, and I was like, what the heck, right? The cool part is that you can actually put the cameras on a separate power supply so they don't go off. They're on batteries, most of them. Anyways, so the wife was fighting with the light, and I was like, take it easy, right? We'll fix it. And then I went out, and then I found the fuse box, and then they had just taken out all the fuses here. So everything was out, and I was like, why? Why would you do that? So I had to put it all back, and Anyways, I want to talk a little bit more about cameras. Well, I'll do it at another property, so I'll see you there. I'm back, but I was never really gone. Anyways, the guy, now I'm here. Actually, I noticed what he took. So he took the trash cans. So I had 2 trash cans out here. So the local council, like they are not friends with me. So they put a ban on my house, saying like you cannot stay inside the house, and you cannot live there until you do X, Y, Z. And then now we are fighting in court over those things. So I guess it's them who sent the guy to pick up the trash cans. That would make sense. The thing is that I have these cameras here. So I used some Arlo cameras here. I have Eufy cameras. So the way it works is that, like when I'm walking down here, you will see, if you notice up on top, there's a small red dot that will start at some point. I don't know if you can see it. There's a small red dot there. It's because the camera has infrared, so that means like it can see in the dark. Sometimes good, sometimes not so good. And then it records, and then it comes on my phone here, so I can click it. Just need to unlock the phone, and then we can watch what happens. So it's pretty dark, but it's actually pretty good quality, and you can see me there, like talking on this one. So I think like cameras are pretty cool. We had a guy who, because people sometimes think because they're wireless and they have like the solar power, then people think they're fake. So I had one guy who like thought it was fake on the other side of the building, and then he just took out his penis in front of it, started peeing up onto the building. I don't know why, because the building, we do have 2 bathrooms, 2 toilets inside, so I'm not sure why he would do that. But he did that, and then it just popped a penis on my phone. So that wasn't like very nice. We're not allowed to put cameras inside Airbnbs. We can have them outside. The reason why it's good to have them outside is so we know when people are arriving and when people are leaving. So like if you have someone cleaning nearby, then you know like, okay, they already left at 7 o'clock in the morning, and then you can send the cleaning people over there sooner. so it's easier planning, because you know when people leave, when people arrive, and then you know if someone who shouldn't be there are in the house, in the property. Anyways, another story I have of a friend, he's called Michael. So he bought a house down here in the same area. So the house only has one road in, and then a technician from the local internet company came to set up the internet. And then he drove in, parked the car, and then did his thing. And then he saw all this building material. So he left, and then later in the day, then he came back with the same company car, and then he started loading all these things into the car, all the building materials. And then Michael had these Arlo cameras he had put in the trees, so you couldn't see the Arlo cameras there. My phone is making a mess. So you couldn't see the camera, so he couldn't see them. But then on Michael's phone, it's like popped up, right? Like there's someone putting stuff in his car. So I called the neighbor who took his tractor, and then he drove over and put it on the road, so the road was blocked. And then they called the police, and then when he came out after filling the entire car with materials, then he couldn't get out, and then the police came and arrested him. Yeah, so that was a little bit about cameras. What do you think? Oh, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. If you like cameras, give the video a like. Else, that was all for me in this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.